Okay, hi everyone. I'm just going to really quickly show you how to assign an evaluation to your sessions, as well as how to turn on the trigger emails so that people get emails about your evaluation once the session's been marked complete, as well as how to make your evaluations required. So we'll start with evaluations. So you can do this as you are creating your session, or you can go back and edit it at any time. So you're going to go to your session and open the edit session. And oh, I'm sorry, that's actually not what you do. Once you create the session, you go to under evaluation here, and you're going to click the edit button. And so you can check and see which, this is the title of the workshop. This is the default for everyone in the state system. We cannot edit it just for LACCD to be the default for LACCD. So anytime you don't want to use that workshop eval, which you can preview it here to see if it suits your needs, it's pretty straightforward. So no big deal if you leave it as your default. But if you wanted to use the LACCD default that I have created, you're just going to click this pop up here. You're going to search for LACCD, and there's two options. One is a 4-question default one, and there's another one that's 4 questions. They're all Likert scale, and then the one with comments has 2 comment boxes, basically like, do you have any other feedback? And then the last question is like, what other ideas do you have for future professional development type of things? So I'm just going to click the default one without comments here. I can preview it just to make sure this is the one that I want, and it's just right here. Oh, you know what? Let's see. It's going to take a second. This is still the state one. It takes a few minutes actually for it to load. So we'll give it a second here. If I want to make it required that they have to do the evaluation for it to be moved into their completed file, and for it, or their completed transcript, and for it to be counted towards their flex and all their hours and everything like that, then I would click this required box. Okay. You always want to make sure the default's always that it's active. And so you want to make sure that's marked, but if I wanted it required, I would just click this. Let's see if the preview is the new one yet. No, it's still the other one, but oh, because I have to hit submit, I think, and then it'll go. Let's see. Let's check back and see. Sorry, this is quick and dirty training here. Let's see if it's the right one now. Yes, so once you hit submit, you can go back and preview it, but you can't preview it until you submit it. So that's how it works. All right, so this is the workshop eval that I wrote as the default LACCD kind of basic 4-question Likert scale, right? So in my expectations, I would recommend it. The Prender Center was effective and the workshop was meaningful. It's the same 4 questions in the one with comments. Again, just has 2 comment boxes there, one for general feedback about the session and another one for future PD ideas. So that's how you'll set the workshop evaluation. I'm going to add that to the guide, and then clicking this box and hitting submit will make it required. Okay. So if you, let's say then you want the trigger emails to go, right? Which means that they will get an email after the email is triggered once the attendance is marked. Okay, it's not triggered like at the time when that ILT is scheduled to end. Okay, so if you're going to have evaluations, you want to solicit them, you want to make sure you're getting your attendance marked pretty quickly, right? Like within a day or so at the latest, because that's when people are going to give you the best feedback. 3 weeks later, they're going to be like, I don't know what the hell to say about my workshop, right? So all right, so what you'll do is you'll go in your edit your session, you're going to click on emails, click on custom emails. Most of you have done this before. And the ones you're looking for are down here, session transcript status change by roster submission. Okay, so as it says, this is fired for every student separately by the instructor submitting the roster. Only fires for students whose transcript status have changed. Okay, so let's see, we've got 4 choices on here. Okay, there's an email, there's 2 for optional evaluations and 2 for required. So basically what happens is All you have to do if you want your evaluation to be that you want them to get a reminder, but it's optional, you're going to click the 2 optional ones. If you want it to be required, you're going to click the 2 required ones and make sure you hit save. If you want to see what they say, you can edit them. So basically what it is I've written them pretty general. So this is the one where it's optional. And it just basically says, thanks for attending this session on this date. We're reaching out to ask you for an evaluation. This is a direct link to the evaluation of the workshop. It says your feedback is valuable as we seek to provide quality learning opportunities which meet the needs. Please complete the evaluation. So it doesn't say it's optional, but it doesn't say it's required. It's sort of a neutral, friendly email. Okay, so oops, I crossed out of that one. Get back there. All right, so basically that's the optional one. So this one will send on right when the attendance is marked, and it's only going to be sent to people whose transcript status is marked completed. So it's not going to fire and ask for an evaluation for someone who didn't attend, which is good. Okay, so it's then so that fires when it's changed, and then this reminder one for the optional sends 3 days later. The only thing that's a little complicated is that because this trigger is marked by a status change and optional ones aren't going to change status, then it's going to basically, if somebody got the initial email to do the evaluation and it was optional and they did the evaluation, they're still going to also get the reminder, because there's no way to filter those out in the way that these emails go out. So it does say in here, thanks for attending this workshop. This is a gentle reminder, but it says here, if you've already completed this evaluation, please disregard the email, right? So basically some people all the people who've gotten the evaluation reminder or initial email will also get the reminder, which I know is a little annoying, but there's no way around it. Okay, so if you want it to be required, you're going to click the 2 required ones. This is going to be the initial one they'll get. Again, this one is sent to anyone whose transcript status changes to pending evaluation, because when we mark that the evaluation is required, back in the last step when we marked that it was required, when you mark attendance for a session that has a required evaluation, it doesn't get marked completed, it gets marked pending evaluation. So this email sends to anyone whose transcript status is pending evaluation. And so this one says, we're reaching out, blah, 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 blah. This evaluation is required in order for your workshop to mark complete and for flex credit to be awarded. So there's a little bit of a different language there in the required one. The good part is that the follow-up of the required one will only go to people who still marked pending evaluation. So these people, if you did complete the evaluation already, you will not get the reminder 3 days later, but this one will be sent to the people 3 days later who have not yet completed the evaluation. So right now, those are your choices. It's more information than you need, but I want you to understand the process. So basically, if you want it optional, you're going to click these 2. If you want it required, you're going to click those 2 and hit save. So that's the process. I'm going to update the guide and let you know how that works. But I'm going to send some kind of simplified language along with this recording. I hope this is helpful. And yeah, happy evaluating and requiring.